we met the week before the film would start filming. And so I knew we had 2 hours together. And it was really interesting because he said, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. How do you feel about ghosts? How do you feel about God? And how do you feel about housekeeping? And it says a lot about Ken's method with directing his actors. It's about questioning, and what matters to him is your answer and your perspective of the character. And he keeps on asking questions even on set. Olga Semenov is an interesting character because she's full of contradictions, as we all are, I guess. So she expressed herself very oftenly in Latin because she's had more than a religious education. She's been to a convent. But she fell in love with the guy who came and fixed the roof, Mr. Semenov. But God still has a very important place in her heart. And she was employed as a housekeeper because no one else would do the job. But she confesses and admits that she's a terrible housekeeper. So Mrs. Rowena and her have a mutual agreement that Mrs. Rowena will have a poor service, but no one else can do it. And it's quite mediocre. And I'm happy to find the job, even though I'm not somebody with a very good sense of doing anything with my hands, I guess. But because it's a very particular home and no one wants to work there, well, I took the opportunity. And but moreover, there's also, that's for the funny side of the character and the relationship, but she's also very devoted to this mother and her child, having no children herself. And you can feel that she's very moved by this relationship and that she was very attached to that little girl that she has known as a little girl until she fell in love and became a young woman and then tragically disappears. So she's very, very attached to that girl. Olga could be very severe. When you read her, she has something very severe, but little by little you find that she has lots of vulnerability and that she's an Epicurean. So we had to find that balance between some rigidity, but something ready to explode or, being free. A certain freedom, I have to say.